Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Atma. You already know. Welcome back to another whatever this is. I'm just doing a live reaction to something that is really near and dear to me. Now, I've seen all bunch of reaction stuff on YouTube. I've just been binging that stuff for like the last 3 years. I just love watching people react to games and shows, and it's awesome. Love the idea. I've always wanted to do it, but I thought it was really stupid. At least from my point of view, I was like, it's really dumb. No one's gonna want to watch something like that. But I figured since everyone now it's all about doing that, I'm like, okay, well now let me just ease right into the waters. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I'm not saying this means anything in the future. I mean, not unless you guys wanted to. But the only thing that I really want to react to right now is this incredible thing that I've known about this for a couple of months now. Well, for a long time actually. It's been several months, but I didn't learn about it until after, you know, what is it? It was right before summer hit, I think, of this year. But this has been already known about since even before 2021, right? Basically, you guys know the Let's Play that I've been doing, Radiata Stories. Well, if you know anything about me, you know that I'm a ridiculous Tri-Ace fan. I love all of their games. I played everything to death. Like, I played the games like a million times, and Right At Stories is one of those games that is very near and dear to my heart because I grew up playing that. Well, not really grew up, but like my teenage years were spent playing that game, and in a time in the teenage years when you're, well, I don't know, at my age, I was really looking for love and looking for like people to bond with in that sense. And I went through my journey of that, which was pretty cool in some ways, pretty not cool in others. But I learned a lot through those experiences. But that's why I could always connect with this game because Jack and Ridley are, and this is spoilers by the way, in case anyone has never played this game. I really plug my own Let's Play here, but you should watch my Let's Play. I do 100% playthrough of the game. Now there's about like one or two videos I have left to update to put on. I'm working on a stupid little skit thing that I'm doing there, but I might just scrap it and just say screw it and just upload the videos anyway. But anyway, so the whole thing is Jack and Ridley. There's like a love connection between the two throughout the game. It's not obvious at first because the two come to blows all the time. They're always fighting. They're never getting along. But the events of the game push them to get closer together. And there's a lot of pretty deep interactions in the game from a characterization perspective and in terms of the lore. There's a lot to really look into the subject matter of the game. And I've gone over some of it myself in the Let's Play, and then there's still more thoughts that I have not even really talked about. At the end of the day, I haven't really just not really expounded on any of it. Well, that's not true, but like I haven't expounded on more of the other deeper matters. Like I would like to talk more about Mikey and Algendar's plague and all that stuff. That stuff's really interesting to me. But yeah, anyway, this whole thing is all about a video that came out. Well, this isn't really a video that came out. This is more a collection of videos. Shout out to this guy over here, James Gerrick. He's got a ton of like data mined information from the game. And when you think about it, it's so obvious when you go back and like, oh, I should probably just look into what the code says for the games that I really love. But no one's was really doing that because it's a very lengthy process. And for some reason, even though it's obvious staring at you, it's really not so obvious because we have so much going on in our lives in the gaming world that like sometimes we don't even think about that. And I think this is a very good indication that there might be things missing from other games that we don't even know about. So basically, if you don't know about this at all, if you've already like known, then you're in for a treat because I'm about to react to it for the first time. And basically, if you've been in the dark about this, there were 2 hours of cutscenes found data mined throughout the code of the game, and it's just about like a little collections of things here and there. And so this awesome person here, he put together all of these clips, and he compiled it and put it into like a giant video. So it has a non-human element to it and a human element to it. If you play the game, you know what those terms mean. But basically, he put all the stuff and organized it into where he believes that they would belong based on the story and the context and all these things that he found in the information of the game. So that's pretty cool. Shout out to that guy. I think this is also his channel. I think he has uploaded. Oh no, well, Radiata has uploaded that. Radiata has actually uploaded that video in their YouTube channel. So this is Radiata's main YouTube channel, and so we're just going to go through all the video essentially. I want to see all of it. So this is going to be a pretty lengthy. We're just going to sit down and watch this. I don't know about any copyrights or anything like that. I hope I don't get hit with any of that stuff. Listen, man. I already gave my shout outs. I don't know how this works exactly. But I figured I'm just watching a game that should be safe enough, right? Because this is, this is just a video game. I don't know. I don't know how it works, but I'm just gonna watch this. I'm gonna see my initial reactions to this, and I can't wait to see what happens in here. I'm really excited. I tried very hard not to watch anything or read anything about this because I wanted to preserve it for a video. Because I've wanted for so long to get an update about this game or to this game. Like a sequel, a prequel, anything like that would have been amazing. I think a sequel is definitely due in the game. The game ended very much in a kind of like how Inception ended, sort of like open-ended to some degree. And I feel like there should be more. We need more from the story. We need more from this journey. Like it can't end like that, right? So even though this is still continuing the first game, it might have some answers that I'm looking for. So we'll go over it. I will do the video and we'll react. Then afterwards, maybe I'll have a little conversation about what I think, what these things could possibly mean, how they connect. And if we have enough time afterwards, we'll just go through some of maybe what the online people thought about this, if I can find stuff like that. I mean, I'm sure the Reddit has all that information. Anyway, shout outs to you, James Gerrick. You're the man. You have basically fulfilled my dream. So I applaud you. I thank you deeply, and I'm pretty sure the whole community is very happy to have you. And also, if you guys have not heard of it, look at the Revive Radiata movement that they have going on. I've already supported it a long time ago, but in case people have never seen it or heard of it, I think we need another game. So this is one of those games that people sleep on this because they look at it, they think it's a kid's game, like, oh, it looks stupid, it's got cartoons, but like they don't understand the depth of the game. Like this is like one of the craziest games ever developed. Like to put into perspective, you have like 177 characters in the game, or we'll say 176 because we're gonna take you off because there's a giant pool of people there. There's actually more NPC than that, but these are the people you can recruit in the game, right? About 176, and they all have their own unique model, animation, schedule that they follow within the game, and they have like unique interactions with the story as well. Like some characters, they have like their set patterns that they do every day, but if they are involved with the story, they will not appear in the game. So when you actually start to go around and looking for them, like let's say you want to talk to say Rinka or something, or Flau, and you're doing the portion of the story that involves what's his name, Gans, and they're going through like not the Vancouver, what's the name of it? Through Void community, and they're doing their whole thing and investigating in Void, right? When they're doing all of that stuff, yeah, then you don't see these characters appear in the story. So I'm really curious to see what's going on. Okay, enough of that stuff. I'm gonna just put a timestamp for when I stop rambling because I'm just so excited, and when I just start watching the video. So I probably should have said that in the very beginning. I'll probably just like put that in the very beginning and then just I don't know what I'll do there, but anyway. All right, enough talking. Let's go to watching this show or movie. Oh my god! Or let's just watch. Shut up. All right. Oh no, go away, you. All right, I'm locked in. Oh, no voices. Okay, so Larx is summoning Jack to the castle. I love the click and talk in the background. Special preparations. So, okay, this is the... So he's already at night at this point. I'm trying to figure out what time this takes place. Meeting with Larks. So he's already failed his exam and he's back in the castle. I imagine that's what it is. Let me lower the volume here on my end. Oh yeah, this guy right here, Al. It's almost like he's talking to us as the people who are fans of the game. Of course we know who Al is, this smart ass Alec. Alec? Oh my god, Al? Smart Alec? Holy crap, I never made that connection. Woo! Okay. So, so he's not part of the castle. He's still part of Theater Vancouver, but that's why he's getting escorted by Al. I get you. In the Navy. Oh yeah, I love this song, bro. You guys remember the Let's Play? I used to say that all the time. Oh, it's Japanese. Okay. Okay, so Japanese text. So this has not been, like, translated yet by people? Han? I can only read a little bit of this, but it's too fast. I can't read that fast. That's too fast, man. I don't even know what most of it means anyway. Probably a bunch of little friendly banter between Al and Jack. So this is probably where it's at. Okay. Conference room. Okay, I will be retreating a couple times. I will be pausing this because I gotta see that again. Was that Octoroz? What's the name? It's been a while for me, but Octoroz, right? Or whatever his name was? Nocturne. Oh my goodness. I should remember the names, but I know it's Kane, it's Cross, Dinus. Alwyn's here. Oh snap! It's the leader of freaking Varif. Holy crap! Have we ever seen that owl ever? Holy cow! Oh, the king! Yo, hold on. I'm already losing my mind. So the owl's here. We got Lucian. We got the king of Radiata. We got Larks. We have Dinus. Dude, everyone's here. And then there's a spot open for Jack right over there on the right. Oh, I guess someone's supposed to be there, but they're not. I would assume that would be like Gawain's seat or something. I don't know what they're talking about. It's gotta be serious. So this must be after like the Parsec does his thing, maybe? No, because Dinus is still alive. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the order of stuff. It's been a while for me, but... Alright, there's Cross with his usual crap. Always talking some smack. We must kill the dragons! Right? Something like that. Dinus, are you a coward? Gotta go with the epic Cross voice. Shout out to his voice actor. I forget his name, but... Killer job. Dude, have we ever seen King Joris, like... Well, we've seen him, but like in this setting, in an actual cutscene, like talking with people, instead of like in the chambers. Oh, English. The prophecy is true. We shall have to come up with means to protect Radiata. Huh? The prophecy? Wait a minute. How did they know about the prophecy at this point? So wait, what? There goes Cross with his usual shenanigans. Interesting. We haven't seen the side of Lucian before. Because he's always talking with Larks. He doesn't really talk with most of the other... Or Jasna. Oh, that seat was for Jasna then. Okay, so they... Hold on, that was important. They mentioned the Order of Totalis here. So they threatened the balance, and that's why he would show up. But it's part of that prophecy they were talking about. Oh, that's how Lucian found out about that. I thought he knew because he was the Silver Dragon. Oh, I'm slow. Okay. So what happened is he's using Varif as a scapegoat for his knowledge, right? So he's like, okay, Varif is where I got my knowledge. This is the surrogate, right? So he's saying that because at this point they cannot know that he's the Silver Dragon, right? So this is Parsec hadn't attacked yet at this point, right? But they know that the dragons are siding with the non-humans, not because of any reason, like that they want to side with them, as Lucian said, but because humans would bring about the annihilation of the balance, right? So that's what we know so far, right? We know that to be true. Well, I mean, whatever. I'm just gonna go with that, but at this point, he has not disclosed that he's a Silver Dragon, and not even Lark suspects anything yet. The only thing that I'm not sure about is how the hell does the king know about the prophecy? Because the only person who finds out about the prophecy is Genius, and Genius had to like go through the sewers and find the freaking crazy mural. The mural, sorry, I'm thinking of Courage the Cowardly Dog. The mural on the wall, and then he like deciphered it and all that stuff. But at this point, apparently the king and all these people already know about this, about the prophecy, which is crazy to me. So what timeline is this? That's crazy because this is not happening in the game. Okay. So Ray C. Ross, who's the leader of Verif, he's verifying. He's actually co-signing what Lucian's saying. So Lucian's crafty because Lucian already knows this, right? But he has to go through appropriate channels to seem legitimate so that he can actually speak with the rest of the people in the conference. So he's letting people know like how he came about this knowledge. You have to do it in a method that actually made sense to everyone, so they don't suspect him. That's what I'm assuming, at least, because I don't think anyone knows that he's a Silver Dragon at this point. What did you just say? For a yeast? Yeastish? I don't think I've ever heard that word before. Well, I gotta know what that word means. Okay, Google, translate yeetish. Or I should say define. Okay, Google, define yeetish.
Sorry, I can't speak Yiddish
yet. Okay, Google, what does yeetish mean?
On the website parenting.firstcry.com, they say name Yiddish, meaning leader.
Okay, Google, that's enough. Bro. Let me see. Does that even mean something? Because that's crazy. Where's my dictionary app? Have some. Okay. Yeetish. I gotta look at that sentence again. Maybe I could figure out the context. Is that even a word? I gotta peep that again. Hold on. Make them know it is possible for both parties to yeast. Oh, yeastish. I'm like Yiddish. Yo, I don't think that's a word, but I understand kind of what they're trying to say. Yeastish. I mean, it doesn't mean anything that has to do with yeast, because yeast is like fungus, right? Something like that. So let me see. Yeast. Any various small single cell fungi. Blah blah blah. Several yeasts of the genus. Spume, foam, ferment. Yeah. Anything else? No. Has no other meaning. I imagine he probably meant to say, make the nose possible for both parties to coexist, or both parties to exist. I'm not sure what he's trying to say, but I think that's what he meant to say. Yeastish, bro? I'm just tired of this video yeastish. Oh, man. Yeah, I imagine that's the word he was trying to say. And Cross doesn't want that. We know Cross is a hater of dragons. This guy is dragonist, if that's even a thing. Listen, if they can come up with a word like yeastish, I can come up with dragonsist, right? 2 dragons. So they've already killed Bade and Safid, right? Those are the 2 dragons they're talking about. So they killed the Earth and the Wind Dragon by this point. No. My bad. Cairn killed the Water Dragon, and then they killed the Earth Valley Dragon. So yeah. Okay, those are the 2 that they're talking about. Yeah. Okay. What's his name? Kevin? Something like that? The Water Dragon? Okay, so at this point, the Wind Dragon has not been unleashed and is not causing havoc, and neither is Parsec. So Parsec and Safeed are still roaming free at this current point, along with the Gold Dragon that holds the vessel and Lucian the Silver Dragon, right? So, okay, I'm trying to see what time this is actually at. This is kind of crazy because even at this time, before we even got to the Wind Dragon, I don't even think Jack would have been called up for a meeting. So this must be really serious. Or this must be at a different time where, like, the same events just didn't happen. And, like, I mean, it does say alternate story. I mean, that's true. Maybe just the events didn't go the same way. Because I'm trying to think of it as, like, everything went the exact same way. Or, like, even in the manga, like, Jack meets Nina, blah, 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 and then they do all this. Anyway, whatever. I'm making this too long than it has to be. Hatred. Damn. That's kind of an interesting point. If they have minds of their own, then that kind of makes it pointless, right? That means that they're just biased against the humans. Because, yeah, like, what would that mean? They're biased against this prophecy that maybe wouldn't happen if they never, like... I know. It's because, okay, real talk right there. Okay, Ken Russell slayed the Water Dragon, solely slayed the Water Dragon. I'm certain it was only possible with a surprise attack. No. Cairn slew the Water Dragon because he had Algendars and was affected by it. And that power seemed to have manifested onto his sword, the Arbitrator, which he passed on to Jack Russell. So it may not even have been the sword because Jack uses a sword and it does not manifest the same power. So I don't know. I don't know what the story with Algendars is because they don't really explain it fully in depth. But like, it has something to do with Algendars and maybe some other potential they had that no one really knows about because they don't talk about it in this game. But he did something that caused that reaction to occur, which powered him up and was able to defeat the twin water dragons. And that's how he was able to beat him. It was no surprise attack. Kevin actually had the upper hand because he, with his other self, he like had all the water mists that form into the shards, and at that point, Kier was basically already defeated. Right, he was on his one knee. He was like slumped. He was slumped against his sword, like he was holding onto it because he couldn't stand up. And this guy's throwing freaking water daggers at you and shit like that. Like, nah, this dude was done. There was no surprise attack here, right? If anything, I'd imagine Karen went in there with some peeps. They all got fried. Right, and then like he was the last man standing, and then he just like tapped into this Algendar shit, right, and that's what propelled him to reach the level of power needed to actually beat Kelvin, right? So I imagine that's exactly what happened. Not that it was some sneak attack or surprise attack, but at the same time, we never really see the full story. We only are introduced to that part of the chronicle when the game begins. We see already them in mid-battle, so it's possible that he must have snuck up on them, but at some point there, they lost the upper hand. So even this surprise attack wouldn't make sense in this context because Kevin had the upper hand when we already started seeing the cutscenes of the game, right? So we knew that Karen was losing the battle, right? So that's all I just wanted to say because I know Cross and them would not ever know the story. Karen was the only person there, but somehow it was already chronicalized. So someone knew about it because they wrote about it in the book of the history of the world. So Totals or whatever the hell. So, but I mean, it's sensible to think that, right? Because they fought a dragon and they know how powerful it is. Oh, I just thought of this. Oh my gosh. So that power that Kieran had could have also been like the that stone that they got. You know, remember how you go into the Septum Cavern and then you get the stone that's there, and then that stone is used to like lock away. That's like the only thing that can defeat the dragons. Those stones. I forget what they're called, but yeah, that's how they defeated all the other dragons. Like Parsec got beaten by the orb, and actually Cross is the one who killed that other dragon. I think it was Bade that he killed. I mean, they were getting bodied, and then he just like happened to slay him. Yeah, yeah, I remember now because in the human path, you go through the fight, and then no, it's a non-human path. I think you try to protect Parsec, and then you fight against this guy Cross. You lose the battle, so the freaking orb falls out of your pocket, and he's like, "Ah, yes, it was the orb who slayed the dragon," and he just goes and kills him. What a dick. Damn, Crosby's saying some wild shit. Huh? Whoa! Whoa! Ho ho ho! Wait a minute, Larks? This is not Larks. Who the hell is this man? This is not Larks. I promise you guys, this must be an alternate universe because Larks is not this type of person. He's talking like Cross. That's crazy. What? He's not even gonna try? Larks is the diplomatic guy in this group, right? So for him to say this is absurd. Creator. That's the first time I've heard him bring up a creator. Whew. Oh my god! That was the most savage thing I've ever heard someone say. I didn't even hear it, I heard it. Holy cow, that was so savage, Larks. He said, bro, if we can slay a dragon today, we can definitely slay a dragon tomorrow, right? And that has so much meaning because in this world, they're advancing in their society and their architecture, everything. They're advancing basically, right? So he said, if we have the potential right now, generations from now, when these assholes come back, right, we're going to be stronger, we're going to be wiser, we're going to have better weapons, better technology, better everything. These guys will not be able to touch us. That is a hard line. Holy cow, I cannot believe Larks of all people just said that. That's crazy. That's something I would expect at a Cross. That's a Cross line, my man. Like, I'll let you know, and that would be a hard line anyway from Cross, but damn, that was so savage. Jesus Christ, Larks. No one's looking at Larks like, bro, you crazy. Look, freaking Ortoros, right? I cannot remember his name, but I think he's the only one looking at him like, yeah, I like what you're spitting right now, bro. Well, giants sleep to invest in technology. That's exactly what I just said. Yep. We humans will have a greater power. That's exactly. I don't even have to listen. I'm not even gonna talk to him. I'm just let him talk for me. Quit Lucian, mess. What is up with you, Larks? Did a beetle crawl up your ass today or something? Oh no, they're actually gonna... You're not even gonna put it to a vote or nothing? Wow. Wow. Hey, is Lord Lars pulling up rank or what? Holy cow, dude. I'm actually sad no one got to say anything. Whoa, let me see that again. They all bow to each other. Some have their eyes closed, some don't. That's actually crazy. I'm surprised they bow to each other and not to the king. That's interesting. And the owl, of course, doesn't bow. It's like, yo, I'm above y'all. That's actually crazy to me, dude. Yeah, okay, so he's still in Theater Vancourt here. Yeah, why the hell was he called here? Ah, there you go. That explains. I was like, why is Jack here? I just thought of that. I was like, why the hell is he here? Like, he is not a leader of any kind here. He maybe is in charge of his platoon here. Platoon, oh my god, I'm thinking of the damn game. That's nothing, I'll be fired. Yeah, I was fired a long time ago, bro. What you gonna do to me? Oh! I'm a little shook, actually. I can't believe Larks just threatened Jack. What universe am I in? Hold on. Am I dreaming, Al? No, I'm definitely not dreaming. This is real life? Bro, I can't even believe this. How this vigilante Dark Larks? Dark Larks. Okay, I kind of like the sound of that. Dark Larks, bro. Yo, he's not even looking at Jack. You know a dude is tapped in the head when he's not even looking at you when you're talking. It's like he's possessed. What are you looking at, fam? I'm right here! Oh, gosh. So, alright, let me see that again, because into a battle against the patrol guards in the forest metropolis area. That's really interesting. Okay, because if I remember this right, I'm trying to think here. Ridley at this point, see, this is in the time when, okay, so he's in Theater Vancourt. So at this point, Ridley probably hasn't met up with Gawain yet, right? So she's doing battle with some patrol guards in Forest Metropolis. I'd imagine she'd be at the City of Flowers, because at this point they have not taken over. They have not done the battle with the non-humans, because the war hasn't started here yet, right? Clearly. So they have not taken over Fort Helencia yet. And so, what the hell is she doing in Forest Metropolis? I don't know, but that's interesting to me, because I thought she'd be in the City of Flowers or somewhere in the northeastern region. But the Metropolis is like in the northwest region of the map. So that's far away from the City of Flowers. That's a good distance. So I would imagine she'd be there, right? And trying to plan for the attack that's going to happen and commence in Fort Helencia, because there's a big battle there. And that is one of the biggest strong points, like, that you can obtain, you know, and that was very pivotal in the war, because whoever controlled Fort Helencia had mad access to a lot of stuff, right? So because there's two major cities right between the fort, right? And so whoever has control there technically has like more power in playing the long war of attrition. So that's why it was such an important region to obtain. Not only that, but the entirety of the top of the north belongs to the non-humans, right? That's the entire north side is non-human territory. And so even that's actually crazy. I never thought about this, but Radiata is surrounded by non-humans. If you look at the map, actually, if you look at the map, shoot, can I like pull up a map? Hold on a minute. All right, so if you look at the map, okay. All right, where's this map? Okay, this is Radiata. Bro, you serious? Yeah, and just cause. So, if you look here, there's Radiata Castle, right? And they got like small villages here and there, not fighting places, right? There's a mining town that's controlled by the humans, but it's part of the non-human Earth Valley, who are controlled by the dwarves, right? They live there, but they get exterminated when the humans attack and they kill the dragon, right? So that part belongs to humans. You have Nuevo Village, you have no, not this portion, but you have, okay, right here. You got all these little villages around. This is technically all of Radiata. It's this little square right here, right? All of this, everything else over here, and actually there's some ports here that belong to the humans as well, like some spots along the way. But like Everything else is surrounding the castle, and like these are all non-humans. And so the fact that they still won, the humans still won the fight at the end of the day, while being surrounded is crazy to me, because you have City of Flowers people over here, right? And then this is actually no. This belongs to the humans as well. This for Helencia. So it's actually like something like this, right? It's like a little trapezoid, right? It's like a trapezoid right here. That belongs to the humans. Everything else is non-human. So you have Forest Metropolis over there. You got Wind Valley with the Wind Dragon, Goblin Haven. You got Goblin Cemetery. You got Shangri-La. These are all Goblin locations and different races of Goblin as well. Let me mention. So you got the aggressive ass Light Fairies over here, the non-aggressive but still very powerful and potent Dark Elves over here. You got a Wind Dragon that's over there, right? You have the ridiculously strong orcs that are over there, right? You have, well, let's ignore Gold Dragon Castle for now, that's endgame. But you have Algendar's Castle that has all manner of fuckery going on down there. You got Fire Mountain that has parsecs. Everything that belongs to parsec is there, right? And you got other creatures that belong to the Fire Kingdom over here, right? You have all of these crazy ass things that can just destroy you and raise your villages, right? These things they're not protected, right? There's no barrier around these villages. There's nothing stopping these Dark Elves from just massacring Tria Village, right? There's no protection, there's no garrison, right? There's no station soldiers, there's no outposts, there's nothing, bro. And the same thing goes for all of these areas here. These are all little farming hamlets, right? So to me, it's crazy that that Radiata won this, because I don't know why they didn't just pick off all these little villages to cut off the supply of food and, you know, other things like the mining. Especially, they should have shut this down immediately. The mining to stop them from getting ore to make weapons. That's the first thing, is get the crops and get the mining, right? They didn't do that. They went straight for Helencia, which is still important, don't get me wrong. But if you're going to fight the battle of attrition, you got mad troops up here, right? You could have just killed off the villages here because they're all trying to defend Helencia. You could have sent the Dark Elves to take over this spot over there, or the Goblins could have done that, right? Because Helencia is well managed by just the Light Elves. I mean, Gil's a crazy ass warrior. He could have just had a whole platoon of like different light and Dark Elf people just play the waiting game there, right? They would have won that easily. And then you have over here, they could have cut off mass supplies here, especially right there. You have the orcs. The orcs are right there. There's a direct path straight to Earth Valley. All the orcs needed to do was just march on over to Earth Valley, mess the crap out of any human that came over there, and then they would have occupied that, right? So then now you have all of this swath of like non-human, like strong ass people or whatever, strong ass soldiers, and they would have just like destroyed, because after they're fighting a battle for Helencia, now they gotta defend their homeland, which is in Radiata Castle. Now you're fighting a war on both sides, right? And you're surrounded. And especially, there's mad routes that connect to Radiata, right? You got the Tria Village spot on the west. You got the Nuevo Village that leads to like Shangri-La and Earth Valley and all this other stuff. That's on the southern borders, right? And then you also, Earth Valley can also come out of the southwestern district. And then you got the northern district of Radiata that has Fort Helencia. So you got like 4 locations to attack from. How the hell did they lose, right? That's just me. That's what I'm thinking, but I'm not getting sidetracked here because this is crazy to me. But anyway, the whole point of this was to figure out why Ridley was over there, right? I'm not sure why she's over there. She has no business in Metropolis, I feel, but what the hell do I know? Maybe she was trying to meet up with the Wind Dragon or something. I'm not really sure. Maybe she was taking a break and just chilling out with freaking, what's his name, Santiago Fernando? No, what was his name? The musician guy that's over in the Dark Elf Village. I forget, but whatever. You get the drill. Anyway, I'm sorry for rambling on for like hours there, but it's a blonde girl. Yeah, like Ridley's like the only blonde person in this game besides Larks, and Larks isn't even fully blonde. He's like a blonde brunette mixture or something, like a dirty blonde. You're dirty, Larks. My whole thing is Larks is just not looking at you, right? This is not right. Something's not right with Larks. how you just gonna say that? I'll remind you that Jack is a 16-year-old. Now, mind you, sure, he is fighting in a war, so he's technically more than his age. But, like, still, the fact remains that he is still a child soldier. But you're telling this to him to kill his own, like, friend who he was in a brigade with. That's crazy. Not apprehend. Let's apprehend her. No, not even that. No, let's kill her, he said. Why waste the time? I'm not a detective. Send someone else to do that. Doesn't make sense, Larks. Why would you send him over to that place to scout out information when you could just send someone else to do it and have Jack check other places? Okay. Whoa. Okay. Okay, hold on a minute. I'm a bit confused. He said, go learn the truth about your dad from Gawain. But he said he's probably with Ridley. How the hell does he know that? He doesn't even know where Ridley is, let alone he knows that Ridley met up with Gawain somehow. Huh? I don't get this. Let me follow your logic here, Lars. How are you getting this info? There's no way he should know this. I'm not sure. Lars is crazy right now. Oh, he listened. Cross over here, eavesdropping. Huh? Wait, what did you just say about Ridley? I'm the one who understands Ridley the most? Bullshit! No, you don't. You don't give a shit about her. What's this idiot talking about? Alright, so that's the usual cross jealousy. He even does that in the human path and the non-human path. He's just a jealous guy. But he also isn't jealous about Ridley. He's really... So he wasn't jealous about Ridley originally. He was jealous about the glory and the fame and the honor of battle, right? So that's why he was hating on Jack, because, like, Jack, you're too young to understand. Like it's all about carnage, man. Like, these people, these non-humans don't belong with us, man. We gotta kill them. And every time that Jack, like, was the leader of something, this guy would just turn up and be like, listen, man, you ain't about this, Jack. But he was never really into Ridley, right? Even in the manga, when I read it, like, and even in the game here, when you go to the Ridley's party, he doesn't give a damn. Like, he's just like, oh, I'm Cross, you know, I'm whatever, you know, like, I'm Cross, I'm the coolest guy in the world. And, like, really it's just like a happenstance marriage, right? It's a marriage out of, you know, like, families, you know, continuing the lineage kind of thing, you know, to further the wealth and blah blah blah, yada yada. It was just one of those arranged type of marriages, right? But he didn't really care about her. So now we're seeing a different side of Cross, which is really strange. So this is weird, but also really interesting, because we never get to learn a lot about Cross and about what he thinks. Yo, Al's always talking smack, and I love it. You can't say nothing. He almost already spilled the beans. I told you 5 minutes ago not to do that. Oh. Well, yes, we know that. Yeah, who else is he talking about? I love Al because he's just a steward, right? He's a cocky fella. Yeah. He's just a steward who... Whoa! Wait a minute! Whoa. Is that the princess? What the hell? Yo! I've never seen her walking around like that. That's crazy. Okay, this is weird music for this scene. Nah, this music don't fit. Because this is like the music outside when you're in the castle, but... Have we ever seen that ring on him like that in the cutscenes? I don't even know. Yeah, because look, that ring he has on his finger, I don't know if... I gotta go back and watch. I don't think they ever showed a ring like that. But yeah. I obviously felt really bad for Jasmine. Even though he's an asshole, but I still felt bad for him. I can really relate with the whole, like, you know, there's someone you love, like your daughter, and then you lose that person, they lost their way or whatever the heck is the thing is, and you're overprotective. And okay, so now we're in a different scene where Jack meets up with Gans. So this is a different cutscene because the same music's not playing here. What? What is going on here? A picture of him? What the hell? So it wasn't like fully proofread, but that's fine. Don't say that. Why would you review your hand like that? Don't ever show that you're desperate about something like that. Rothschild. So, okay. In case no one knows, let me clarify what happened. Kieran went mad from the Algendar's plague. Whenever he fought the water dragon, he slew the water dragon, right? But as you know, Algendar's turns you into a cuckoo maniac, right? You can't control who you are. You're violent. It's like basically if part 6, in JoJo, if Survivor struck you. If you guys know about Survivor, Stan, it's as if you got hit with Survivor, right? Like that's what the fuck happened to Kieran. And so he could not control who he was, and he just was mad all the time. He had to fight. He had like a killing streak, right? And he's a nasty warrior, right? So not many could mess with him, except for a few. And then one of them was his best friend Gawain, who was also as nasty as Kieran. I mean, I personally think Kieran was more nasty, but Gawain maybe was the smarter fighter. I'm not sure. Either way, he managed to take him down, but he had at the cost of his life because there was no cure for Algendars at the time, and no one had really known about it. He probably was one of the first cases of Algendar we've heard about in the story, and so he's like, well, this guy's going crazy. I gotta kill him, right? So the story. You sacrifice your loved one to bring peace. Like think for example, Tales of Symphonia, the story with Rigo and his wife, right? Presea's, the whole story. It's basically one of those situations. And so he took him down, and because he felt so guilty about killing his friend, which he should not have, he was in the right to do so, but he felt so guilty because he had slain a war hero and his own best friend. He went into exile because he had to figure out the answers and try to atone for what he'd done, and in his own right. So that's what he did, and that's why he disappeared from Gans's life, which I still think is trash. You should never have done that. I understand you feel guilt for your best friend, but you could have probably taken Gans with you. Y'all would have had a tough life, but at least would have had a father. You know what I'm saying? He grew up with nothing, right? So I mean, I don't know. I thought it was trash, but I kind of understand why he did it as well, because everyone in town would have seen you as a murderer, right? Not knowing the story. So I don't know. Listen, that's a tough call to make. It's not like they had phones you can just record Karen going crazy killing people, right? It's like, okay, well, it's my word versus his, and this guy can't defend himself because he's dead because I killed him. So in other words, I'm the murderer here, and I gotta go seek exile, right? So that's basically the situation. And Jack, of course, doesn't know this, right? No one knows the full story except for Gawain himself, and that's why this is such a problem in the game. And why Gans is like, why did you leave me, father? Right? Why did you kill my own best friend's father? Right? Because these guys are like homies. And so it was just a trash situation. And at the end of the day, it just comes down to Algendars, which is why I want more knowledge about Algendars, because it is one of the biggest problems in this entire game, but it's slept on. It's like one of those subset of plot that just never gets explained, but it's actually the biggest catalyst to what happens in this game. It's not that humans brought. And you know, honestly, if I'm going to say my honest opinions, I think it's unfair to say that humans brought about Algendars when it was a two-party tango, right? The non-human and the human, they had the whole, you know, they copulated and they had a child, and that child was like whatever you classify that as, a mixed breed. And then because of this act, which is maybe considered a sin or considered taboo, you know, that brought about this plague, this Algendar's disease, right? So it's like, yeah, I mean, I get it. It's like if you look at Fire Emblem, right? If you look at the Telios games, you have the Bjorks and the Lagus, and then when you had the mixed breed, they were called branded, right? And then because of the branded, they had the mark, and you know they were ostracized and stuff like that, and it brought about all this crazy stuff that led to the war in the 10th game. But it's something like that, right? Except that this one brought an actual like plague to the land. So they don't describe too much about it. There's only a small section of the game that they talk about that, and that's with Mikey. When you go to with Mikey, there's a side quest. You can go to Algendar's castle, which, let me see if I saw it on the map here. Algendar's castle is right down here. So you go to Algendar's castle and you can actually like take a look at what happened there, sort of. There's like a little tablet, there's like an obelisk or something like that reads information about the original story, which is really deep and interesting. But that's as much as you get in the game, which is kind of disappointing for something that's so important to the plot, you know, and the lore. So, anyway, let's continue. You don't have to apologize, man. That's fair. Huh? What? Okay, what in the hell is going on? This is actually kind of pissing me off, low-key. Like, what? You can't fight with him because... Wait. You can't fight with him because he withheld the truth about something he had no idea about? That's why you won't fight with him? That's retarded. Am I allowed to say that? Whatever, I don't care. That's stupid, yo. So, that's crazy. Alright, yeah, this is a crazy story. This is a crazy alternate story. I see why I didn't go with this, because Larx is evil, Jack's more of a dumbass, right? I don't know, man. Let's see what else happens. Let me reserve judgment until the end, because this could be actually pretty fire, and I wouldn't even know it. Either way, I'm enjoying this, regardless, right? Regardless of what I think, this is awesome. Because I never would have seen this without, you know, the community's efforts. This chick is like in love with Jasne or something. I don't know. It could be just extreme loyalty, which I respect, of course, but it's like borderline obsession, I feel. Ooh. I don't know what happened there. Excuse me. Hey, stupid! Why is he here? Oh, okay. The target. So he sends Alice his messenger, huh? Bro, stop saying that out loud, bro. Of course. Thank you, Al. Get the fuck on home, bro. It's late. What? So maybe that's why it really was there. It's stupid. Anyway, that's crazy. So what is he like? I guess he's on call 24/7 or something. That's crazy. So I wanted to mention this early. What is the nature of... Let me get a little bit of light in here. What is the nature... That's a funny pause. But what's the nature of everyone in the castle? Because they all report to the king, right? So they all have to follow what the king says? Like, even Ortoros? Like, are you serious about that? Like, because... he's like a rogue, right? He does whatever he wants. He's the leader of the Void community. I suppose you still gotta pay your taxes, right? But that's crazy. Because I mean, Verif makes sense because they're funded probably from uh, either from the Radiata or they get like crowdfunding or something. But it makes sense they report to them. Verif and Olasian. Olasian actually makes sense too. Kind of. Church and state. I wonder what the relationship is in this game. But either way, the church should be its own power. I feel like the church doesn't really need to appeal to the king, but what the hell do I know? I never ruled a monarchy. What would I know, right? So, but still, okay, that sort of makes sense. But Verif makes the most sense so far. And the one that does still consistently make sense for a reason that's too obvious, that would be Theater Van Cour, right? They're basically like they do like the odd jobs and those requests. They like the mercenary group, but they also will collaborate with the Radiata people, the knights in the castle, and they'll complete certain missions and tasks together, right? So even though you don't get to do that very much in the game, there's probably like one or two quests out there if I can remember, but most of the time you're not dealing with the castle. You're dealing with like people from the neighborhood, like the community, right? Like Void, especially Verif and Olasian. Those are the three that you're dealing with. I remember escorting the princess through the sewers, and she gets captured and all that. So I mean, there's a couple of things going on, and I mean, there's a lot of shady business, right? Because remember in the game, Cross was hiring what's his name, one of the Void people to steal something valuable from the princess. So and then there's a lot of shady stuff going on, the corruptness of the castle, right? And people from probably people from Void are that way too. Even though Ortros still has a bit of honor to him, like if you follow the game. Anyway, I'm digressing. But what I was trying to say is that like, shoot, I don't even remember what I was trying to say. Damn, I actually forgot what. Damn, whatever. I must be tired. I just came back from work. Okay, so don't grill me too hard. But I feel like I had something important that was leading up to whatever. What the? I've never seen that one before. What the hell? Okay, I'm a little scared. That's what. Okay, I remember now what I was trying to lead to. So like everyone reports to the king, right? So that's crazy that the king and like these guys, they don't even go through Elwyn, right? They go directly to Jack, and I guess that's because Lark's had this thing there. But what's stopping Jack from going to Elwyn and be like, yo, this guy just put a hit on my life. Like he threatened me and he said, I'm gonna kill you if you don't follow my orders. Like Elwyn could just go over there and bitch smack him till the next century, right? Like no one messing with Elwyn. No one in this game is messing with Elwyn. Right, so that's why I'm like, you should just go to Elwyn directly and tell her that. Like, you can actually confide in Elwyn. Out of anyone in this game, she's probably the most trustworthy, in my opinion. Her and Caesar, I forget his name, Gerald. I just realized it was Parsec. It's the funny money guy. Hold on, it's me. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. I just realized it was Parsec. Okay, so this is after he tries to help him find Aphelion. Aphelion the name of the Silver Dragon. So he's looking for Lucian here. The funny money Weezer. Oh, please have another cutscene where you have fake money. Yes! King Joyous on it. Okay. So at this point, this is an interesting alternate scene. He's like, yeah, I'll see you later. Mm-hmm. Oh, did you see that materialize in his hand? I don't want any more fake money. Oh, word? Zoop. Yo, see that freaking party trick he just did? Just launched it right up. Hold on, let's see that again. Let's see that in slow motion. Yo, he got it like in between. Like he just took like that. He did like a little spin with it. That's crazy. I see you, Parsec. You got some magic tricks. Yo, and he like put it up here too. He was like, look, shoot, I can't even do it. All right, I'm not even gonna try. Measly 5,000. See, I rock with Parsec because he doesn't try to do too much. He's like, just let me just talk to him, right? He's not trying to fight anyone. He just wants to talk to a Aphelion. And he knows that there are rules in the human world. He's like, I'd rather just not have to deal with it. But if you can just get me in peacefully or peaceably, then we're good. I feel like this is leading up to his death again. Oh no, there he goes, the little like dance. Oh my gosh. That always works. He always gets him with that. It's so funny. Yeah, it works. Works every time. I still have goosebumps. That is funny right there. Upward and onwards. Okay, that's a Star Ocean line right there. Oh, so he has slayed the wind dragon. Okay, what? Okay, so I'm a little confused because the last cutscene was Al coming in saying that really was seen with the wind dragon, and now we're here like after the wind dragon fight. Then Parsec comes in as an alternate scene. That's crazy. So there's like multiple routes within the multiple routes, right? Is that what I'm trying to understand here? Because like they skipped past and right, they went with this slaying. Like, hold on, if we back up here, you're gonna see like there was like some noise, like someone had died, like someone got killed. Yeah, like right here. Yeah, so it sounded like someone had killed someone. I know that's supposed to be a door knock, so it's supposed to be like bum 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 bum, like in the game, but like it actually was not that noise. It was like someone getting shanked. Okay, let's go back here. So that's crazy because they like fast forward. We didn't get to see the fight with the Wind Dragon, so I imagine that stays the same. Like you fight with Gil, and you defeat them both. That was a tough fight, by the way. Shout out to the Wind Dragon. Of course, he'd be the hardest fight. My bodyguard. I can't believe they believed that. Halt. Let's see some identification, please. So we split. Alright. Fake ass money. Laters. I doubt it. It's not going to be real. You'll be like, Yahoo! I have put that as a thumbnail. Yo, he said, I'm not even going to waste my energy. I should have expected this. There's the door knock. I love the door knockers because they just bash the hell out of the door with their knuckles, bro. It's crazy. By the way, I've always liked this like picture right here of Larx. I don't know if that's Larx or maybe his father or something like that, but it's pretty dope. I wish it was higher res so you could see it because I think the picture's awesome. I'm not really into portraits like that, but like some of them just look nice. What? Oh, that's stupid. Okay. Right. Honestly, commanding a brigade is like no big deal in this game because they gave it to Ridley, they gave it to Gans. It's just complete like nepotism at its finest. Oh, come on now. That's okay. Take that up with Elwyn first of all. Okay. You made me look stupid right there, Larx. Gotcha. This guy's just talking smack. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like this new Larks. I thought I would like a villain Larks, but I don't. Cause it's wrong, my dude. What the hell? It's an interesting place to start the cutscene. Oh, okay. I like the symbolism. Yeah, I guess they didn't. These didn't have actual cutscenes, so maybe when rebuilding the scene, it just played whatever music was there. Yeah. Yeah, that intense look on Parsec though. Interesting. That's okay. That's really interesting that they're talking about buildings and architecture and stuff like that are destroyed instead of, relating to maybe the people and the innocent lives that are killed and stuff like that. They're not relating it that way. They're relating only to the old uh cultural remains of stuff that has significant value from a time perspective, right? They're going about it like that, which is interesting to me because they're not relating to humans, but they'll relate to the non-humans. They'll mention that they're killing non-humans and stuff like that. So they value the lives of the non-human more, which is understandable because they are, again, non-human themselves. But when you want to talk about being the guardians of the world, and then you talk about protecting them and stuff like that, but you're not actually real guardians, right? What are you guarding exactly? You're just bullying, right? I'm not trying to take sides here, but I'm looking at it from the perspective that the non-humans have these 4 dragons that are always guarding them. Humans have nothing. So because humans are doing what humans do, these guardians come and destroy these guys, right? This is just what happens. So it's like they call them their big bro to just wipe you out, right? And then that's what occurs time and time again. So they're like, okay, we're just gonna destroy them for good this time, as per the order. And it's like, well, these guys have no one to protect them. They're just doing what they were doing, and you have done nothing to get to the point. When I think about it, it's just crazy. Humans were destroyed, build back up again, destroyed, build back up again. I don't know how long this cycle goes on for, but these dragons know all about it, and so do some certain non-humans that have been around for a while. And right, so because for example, the elves, they'll reincarnate and they'll just go to a new host, a new body. So they have infinite lives, right? They just go on forever, and they've seen the history of the world, so they know they've probably been there when they destroyed the last pack of humans. But they have made no efforts, right? They're saying, "Oh, humans do this, humans do that." But bro, if a new pack of humans is joined, and you have done nothing on your side to kind of monopolize the amounts of rules that are set, right? And then you set the precedent, you set the bar, right? You set the rules here because you are the ones who won the last time. So then how did you let it escalate to this level, right? You should have been the ones in control saying, listen, we have a certain way of running this world, and even though it might be subjugation, you could still do it peacefully, right? There have been successful rulers that have ruled through tyranny but have also been fair, right? So it's like you can do it that way. Be like, okay, well, we have our conquest, and we're gonna put humans essentially in a farm. They're gonna be here, and they cannot pass these this region, but we'll give them control to do whatever they want. They just can't break certain rules. But they're not doing that, right? They're not actually doing that. They're just letting humans chill and build whatever the heck they want, which I can kind of see that they might have tried that in the past because, like I said, Radiata is in the center, and all of the non-humans surround the humans. So it may be possible they tried to do it in the past. Well, I don't know for what reason they stopped controlling them. They stopped trying to assess what the humans were doing, and I'm not sure. To me, it just seems like they just got lazy maybe and got tired of it because they've been living long lives, and maybe they just didn't want to do it anymore. That's what makes sense in my mind. You live such a long life, yeah. At some point you get complacent. You're like, I don't care. I don't want to do this again. It's like doing maintenance, right? It's like doing an audit at your work, right? You know it's gonna come every few years. You're like, ah, well, we gotta do auditing, so now we gotta do all this nonsense, right? It's like that. No one wants to do it, but it has to be done, right? But these guys, it feels like they've given up, and they're like, okay, well, the world's been running for forever. We've been living for forever. Humans are just gonna come and go. They just reset their clocks, but they have also no guardians to support them. I mean, supposedly the Silver Dragon's supposed to be there for humans. I don't know how true that is, but it doesn't seem like that way in some cases. But anyway, that's beside the point, I guess. The whole thing is these guys are letting it happen with the humans, but they basically sought this on themselves. It's really their own faults this happened. They didn't keep humans in check. And on top of that, they're not communicating. That's the biggest thing here. They're not communicating with the humans. The only person in the original story, not here, the only person that was not for the humans and non-humans getting together was Cross, right? Everyone was like, whatever, we'll do it. And you know what should have happened? What should have happened is someone should have ratted this motherfucker out. Be like, yo, Cross killed Dynas. He killed the dragon. He like authorized all these attacks on these people. There's like hella soldiers that were part of his brigade that knew what the hell happened. None of them spoke a word, right? They could, any one of them could have just been like, yo, Larks, this dude was doing some shady stuff, right? Even if you didn't want to report that, you could have had someone follow him. Be like, Larks is supposed to be a smart guy. You could be like, yo, I'm gonna assign this guy from the Void community. Yo, watch this dude. Watch this dude Cross, which also is another complication because Cross has connections with the Void community. But if you pay enough money and if you're the higher top, the top paying guy, that shit doesn't matter, right? So he could have gone to like Ortoros. I'm sure Ortoros is cool with Larks to some degree, or money. Money speaks some mad fat volumes, right? So he could have been like, yo, listen, I got this dude. I need you to keep eyes on him. Right, so the moment that Cross tries to do something funny, he gets reported back to Larks. Larks is like, "Yo, Cross, I'm putting you to death because you've done all this nonsense." Or even if not death, if they don't like do a death punishment here, they could at least jail. Like, yo, you killed Dynas, you got to answer for your crimes with your life, or we're putting you to prison for life, or something like that, or for trying to start troubles between the non-humans. That's a pretty serious crime, right? Because it's not just between humans and humans. This is like, you instigated a war that's like basically international, that's dealing with different races, right? So that's a huge deal. And Cross basically gets away with it in the game. Like, no one questions him. No one says anything about it. Like, all of his people are trash, right? Everyone in his brigade is trash. No one says a word. And no one says anything. Even Jack. No one. It actually blows my mind. He gets away with it. That's the craziest thing. Like, he doesn't survive at the end, sure. He gets his comeuppance later, but he gets away with it in the sense that like there was no mediation between the two sides, right? There was no like, okay, well, Larks is gonna send someone over to speak on behalf. Like, listen, one of our rogue soldiers did this, but he's being punished. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you could have done something like that. But the other problem is, in the story, Larks was actually cool, and most of the people there were cool. Like, Dynas was cool and all that. The problem is the non-humans had some fuckboys in there too. Like, Nogueira was the coolest character in this entire game. Nogueira was actually the chillest guy. He gave up his life to save Ridley, bro. So that speaks volumes for the non-humans. Like, there are some good people out there, some good non-humans, as we saw from the Dark Elves. They're all nice people. You know what I mean? Like Mikey, my favorite NPC in the game, right? He's so chill, so cool. He's just, all he wants to do is study and learn about the world. That's dope. I rock with it, right? But like, you have people like Lord Zane, right? Zane was the asshole. You got Zane. You got all the people that aligned with Zane, like all the light elves that thought like him. You have Gil, who's still an asshole, who actually, yo, I forgot about this. It wasn't even Gawain, I think, that killed Jack's father. I'm pretty sure it was actually Gil. I'm trying to remember. This is an old part of my brain's tucking this memory away. But like, bro, like legit, I think it was actually Gil who killed Jack's father. I do remember that now. I don't remember the full content. I'm gonna have to go back and see if that's true, but pretty sure somewhere in my memory is telling me that's what actually happened. It was Zane who ordered the death of Jack Russell's father, Karen Russell, because Zane and Karen were actually dope. I remember that now. They were actually cool. They were tight, and because Alganaris had consumed Karen, Zane didn't want none of those problems, right? So what happened is he sent Gil to kill him. That's what happened. I think him and Gawain were fighting, but I think Gawain maybe put him down, but he didn't actually kill him. I think Gil went in there and finished the job. Like I remember that. I definitely remember that. That shit actually happened. Yeah, and that's messed up. And I think that's why Zane paid the way he did. He sent someone to kill his one of his best friends, as he said. But knowing who Zane had become in the game, I almost doubt that was really his friend. But I don't know. People change, right? People change after a while, so it's hard to say. Either way, Zane got what was coming to him in one of the most bone-chilling deaths I've ever seen in any game ever. In any game, bro. The voice actor that did Lord Zane and that killed it. I always get goosebumps every time I listen to that. And the human side, when the orcs and everyone come over to fight in Radiata and you kill Zane, bro, that death scene is ridiculous. I've never felt so bad for a dude dying. And someone who deserved it, right? And I want to be the guy who says someone deserved to die. I'm not that kind of guy, but he had to go, right? He was causing major problems. He was just as bad as Cross. But like, anyway, it's only been 24 minutes. Okay, what I might do like, geez, this is a long video already. I don't want to check how long it is, but I've been talking. I'm not even close to the 2-hour mark. I should just watch and not say anything. Or I can split this up into parts. Like I'll do like 30 minutes or an hour here. I'll do another hour next time. Oh, I missed that. See, I don't buy this shit. He said because humans. Right. There you go. Lucian. It sounds more like dragons were being scared that humans would surpass them in technology and overtake them. I think they were using that as a... What's going on here? What? I remember these kids. Oh, genius. Genius Weisheit. Testa. Arukish? Oh! We never even knew what that was called. Yo, these kids want me to beat up Genius? Jack, don't be stupid. It's Genius. Okay, I'm about to say. This guy's supposed to be kind of like the Lazard of the game. Even though you do see Lazard later. Yeah, that's for sure. Interesting. That says something when you know that there's hate and then there's advanced hate, like what Zane showed towards human. That's like legit racism. That is so cool that we get this scene before he goes and does the whole... Yeah, because like you see him, he gets a cutscene that he's in the dungeon, in the underground, in the sewers, and he looks at the mural on the wall and he figures it out. He figures out what the Order to Talos means and everything, right? And he's like, I gotta stop this before it becomes too late. But that scene was so out of left field. Like, it didn't make any sense because it was placed in an area that didn't really jive with the story, and nothing came from it. We didn't see any aftermath of that. We didn't see any follow-ups or anything like that. We didn't even see the context that came before that scene. So there was no way for us to know what the hell Genius was doing there. You never even thought about Genius in the story, like, oh, what's this guy doing? No. There's a lot of like little mysteries that are left unresolved in the game, like Genius doing that, the whole Melissa, like the experiment that she's doing. Like, I felt like that meant something, but it didn't go anywhere at the end of the day. Like, we never saw these people get into the war, right? Like, we may have seen people here and there, and we know that they are part of the war because when you actually come in from the non-human side and you start fighting the humans, you see some of these people that were your old friends and you have to fight them. So we know that they're involved somehow, but we never get to see it in the story, which kind of is a shame. But this scene is important because it gives context. Now we know that at some point Genius tried to figure out, and the catalyst for that was that he saw Zane's hatred and he said this is not some normal hate. Like, he actually really hates him. And trust me, this is a guy who has been to the Light Elf village more than any human has, right? He has taken multiple trips to the forest metropolis, multiple trips to the City of Flowers. This guy has tried so many times to go on behalf of Lord Nogueira to talk to Lord Zane, let him inside the City of Flowers. He's tried it all, right? So he knows Zane and he knows all the Light Elves better than anyone in the story does, right? So it's crazy that even he says, listen, Zane hates humans a little too much, and I gotta figure out why. So shout outs to you, Genius. Your hunch was 100% spot on, my man. For a person who never entered the City of Flowers until we came along, that's crazy. That's crazy you made the connection. But now it makes more sense why he went to do all the research and what led him to the sewers of all places. That's crazy. And why, I always wonder, why did the sewer have this information? Like, is it possible that perhaps an elder iteration of humans wrote this down? Because there's no one else who's smarter than Genius, right? It could have been ancient Lucian or something writing this down, leave as a legacy. I don't know. There's a lot of mystery involving that, so it's really interesting to me. So now they're talking about Ridley, the transportation that happened in the early part of the game. Yes, so you received the spirit of Hap, the elf, the light elf. Okay, okay. Yeah, we knew that was true, but I've always had this question. Where do elves come from, right? They say that it goes to a new body and then it goes through like a soul like fusing process. So we now get 100% full confirmation from Genius saying that the transportation works by just fusing the souls together. Like, we knew this is not new to us as the players, but like, it's crazy to get this confirmation so solidly, right? Because the spirit of Hap was infused with Ridley, and it, of course, didn't balance correctly, and that's what caused her to become the vessel for the Gold Dragon, right? So, but now here in this situation, you're telling me that two souls from the elves merge together, kind of like how Piccolo does with the Namex, right? You can merge and become one or whatever. But in this case, you're transferring spirits from one to another, and they bind together. So my question is, where do the light elves come? Where do actually all the elves come from, right? Well, actually, we know where the dark elves come from, because the dark elf is a race that came from the cross between humans and light elves, and that's what gave birth to the dark elves. So technically speaking, the dark elves are humans, but they're cool, right? They're cool with the light elves. They don't have any problems. Matter of fact, Lord Zane's brother was Lord Nogueira, who's also a light elf, but he's a leader of the dark elves. So we know that they're cool, right? But they're not cool with the humans for whatever reason, even though Zane should hate the dark elves because they have human blood in them. So it doesn't make sense to me from one way or another. But regardless, where do the bodies of these guys come from? Because if you're telling me that the only way for them to achieve immortality is to go from one body to another, eventually all the bodies are going to stockpile into one, right? Unless you're making new bodies, right? So where do the new bodies come from? And if you get new bodies, is it really necessary to jump from one place to another, right? I feel like that would kind of be a little bit much, all right? Because then you have like 500,000 million people in one area. It's kind of like a Philosopher's Stone in like Full Metal Alchemist or something. You got all these people in your head, like with Hohenheim. He had all these minds, all these souls in his head talking to him. He's conversing with each and every one of them. Would it be something like that, or is it you all merge into a different new being, right? Like you combine with you and you become someone else, kind of like with Vegeta or Gogeta or something. You're part of the same people, but you're now one new entity, right? Was that what it would be like? And still, I just want to know where these bodies come from, man. I have so many questions, man. I gotta stop with these questions. This is what Radiata does to you, man. It's such a deep game. People don't understand. I'm not even half an hour in yet, and I've talked my ass off for like over an hour, I'm sure, at this point. All right. I can't. I just can't keep quiet. Just okay. I might have to do 30 minutes intervals or something. God, this is ridiculous. Either way, I'm loving this. Yes. Yes. Okay, this is important too. So they're talking about with the story that happened in the Algendor's castle with the Dark King of old, and then the human girl, who they fell in love and they had like some nonsense go on between them, and then then Algenos was born from their love, which is crazy. But also another thing is the fact that they blame that on humans. Like I said this earlier, it's a two-party tango. So it's not like, the humans caused this. They're saying, "Oh, we are so perfect." It's the most arrogant thing to say. You're saying that, like, even though you both partook in this, it was the humans element introduced to that equation that caused this to go wrong. That's the most bullshit thing I've ever heard. How about it's the fucking elves portion of this that actually fucked everything up? How about that instead, asshole? Right? Like, it's like, no, they were both involved and they're both to blame. So technically, Zane should be mad at himself too, because his ancestors were the ones who did that, alongside with the humans. So they're both at fault here, right? Like, we don't just blame Eve for the apple. We blame both Adam and Eve because Adam was stupid enough to listen to her, assuming, we're just gonna assume for the sake of the story, like, that this actually happened, right? So we'll just say Adam ate the apple, Eve ate the apple because Eve was tempted by a snake. It's like, yeah, but you also listened to Eve, right? So she could have just eaten it and then she would have been fucked, but you also ate too and you partook. So you can't just blame it all on Eve. Like, you actually did it too. You could have said no. So, right, that's the same concept here. It's like you both partook in this. It's not like the Dark King had his way with this human person and then, like, that became a thing, because that'd be totally different, right? Or the human person kidnapped a king of the elves and then had their way, or it would be totally different. But no, it's explicitly told in the story that they both fell in love and it resulted because of their romance or their attraction or whatever. So it's like, okay, well, they're both at fault then. So the hell are you talking about, Zane? Doesn't make any sense. Hell, what if Zane, like, in his body still has the king of old, like the Dark King? No, it's not possible, because that king was done. Because we know Algendar kills an elf for real. Like, it actually ends their immortality cycle. So, yeah, that king probably doesn't exist anymore. But still, the point stands. He should be mad at both. So, anyway. What is... I don't have my watch. What's the time? It's been a while. Yes. I don't know. I've never heard that. I've never heard this about this. Huh? Is that real? Elves didn't have sexes. That's clearly false, right? We see there are females like Romaria, and we have, like, what's her name? I forget, that stupid bitch that I hate from the Light Elves. They're like, persistent twerp, you want to get her? That little freaking asshole. Like, I don't remember her name, but yeah, there's clearly females. I think you guys are mistaken. There's clearly female elves. No, just tell me. It's like, yo, how you gonna bring up a interesting topic like that and you have the answer, right? You're like, nah, go read it. Yeah, it's like saying, bro, did you hear about the new theory of relativity? It's like, no, I haven't heard about it. Tell me about it. Ah, no, go study the book on science, bro, and then you can find out. All right? It's like, what? Like, bro, just tell me if you know it. Just unleash the facts. So that's interesting also. So because the female is human is what introduced females into the race, that's interesting. I didn't think about that. That could, yeah, I guess that could be. But that's actually kind of crazy. So if that's the case, why are there human light elves? I mean, I'm dumb. Why are there female light elves? Okay, let me see that again. So right here. So you mean the mother was a human. So that makes sense for the dark elves, I guess. But that doesn't make sense for the light elves because they are clearly human light elves. Right? Unless they're all dudes and I'm just gay. Right? That's really what this means. Because I legit thought some of those were females and I just couldn't differentiate. I promise you, man, some of those are females, bro. Just take a look, man. I ain't tripping. I know I ain't tripping. I'm not getting hit with no Bridget stuff here. Alright? Remember, it's just a folklore. Don't worry too much about it. See ya. See ya. That's like really when she's like, bye, and then she just leaves. Bruh, that's funny. These kids are funny. Alright, what's the time? Yeah, 27. So we're back to this conversation. Whoa, what the hell? That camera cut was ridiculous. It just like jerked the camera straight to him. Yeah, that's crazy. It's like it showed like 3 scenes. Let me see that again. Yeah, what the hell? Look at that. Zoom, 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 zoom. Yeah, that was crazy. Okay. Okay, hold on. We're getting to the truth of stuff. Dragons control the world balance. If it weren't for us, the world would be destroyed in seconds. I'm still trying to understand what that means, because how are they controlling the world? On that I agree with you, Lucian. Abide? I think he meant abide by their destiny. So Lucian like sympathizes with the humans, which he does in the story as well. You're not serious, are you? Yeah, and the other dragons don't even. That's the thing. The dragons don't give a shit. They don't even care, bro. They like you're spotting this nonsense again. Like it means nothing to them, right? And like it's weird because if the gold and the silver dragons are the actual supreme holders of the world order, then why the hell do the dragons think that they can mouth off to these guys? I would just bitch slap the shit out of them. Like, listen, Parsec, I own you, bitch. Okay, I outrank you. Listen, if I wanted to, I could kill you right now. Like, I don't want to hear nothing out of you, bro. Get back to your freaking caverns. Let me handle this, all right? That's what I'd be doing if I was a silver dragon. But I don't know. I mean, Lucian's a strange character. In fact, the silver dragon's a strange character. They almost seem different. It seems like Lucian and the silver dragon are different, and it's not because of the way they look. It's because of the way that they talk, right? Because at one point, Lucian is all diplomatic, and then he talks about like bringing about this balance. And he's like, "Yo, I'm for the humans. These guys need, maybe we should let them be, right?" And he's all about like having humans prove their like listen, they haven't been given a chance. They just been getting killed by this order time and time again, and it keeps rising up. Isn't that crazy? So like he's like giving humans a chance, whereas when you go into when he goes into his other form, it's almost like he just loses it, right? That whole diplomatic side of him just goes away. He's like, okay, well, I'm just killing everyone that gets in my way, and on top of that, I'm just gonna go kill the gold dragon. It's like, why end this? Like why continue this cycle? And he actually kind of made a reference to that here. He's like, he doesn't want to do the cycle. He's like, I'm gonna kill the gold dragon. I'm gonna take my place here, and then humans can reign for a little bit or two, right? Because the gold dragon needs a vessel in order to like awaken. The gold dragon also seems like a pussy because it doesn't put up a fight. All it does, it just gets slain once. Whereas you have to actually fight Aphelion, and Aphelion is actually like he's fire, like he's actually mad strong. But you never fight the gold dragon, and you never get to like see what the gold dragon's capable of, right? So it's like, okay, that's weird. Why is Aphelion the only one that has any sense here? I don't know, but that's just me. Sniff. So Jasmine's still crying over Ridley. Why does that keep happening? Okay, so yeah, like I saw him, but like it does this thing again where it like shows you 3 different scene splits or 2 or 3. It's crazy. It's like Jasmine is just crying in the dungeon, man. Political and private life. That's the first time I think I did mention political. That's crazy. I never actually considered Ridley a half-elf. That's an interesting way of looking at it. I never actually made that connection. I thought she was just human the whole time. She just had a elf spirit within her. I never considered her to be elf, you know? But it's true. She technically is. You give me fake mun. Alright. Oh, that's the first time I've seen this. Oh, really? Damn. So, oh my God. I know what this means. Holy cow. I just made the connection of why all these scenes were different this time ago. Holy cow. Are you telling me that in this game, they expected... Hold on, no. They set up a story in which all these alternate scenes can happen, and there may have been multiple splits. So in the story, the way we know it now, there is one major split in the game. There's a split in which you can choose to go the non-human route, where you meet up with Ridley and you do the crusade for the non-humans, so you win the battle for the non-humans, you know, so they can win and eliminate humans from the world. And then you have the human side, and that component where you actually eliminate the non-human. You're doing precisely the inverse of what the non-humans are doing. Right? You're just picking a side at the end of the day. You're either picking with Ridley or against Ridley, right? This is what the story boils down to. But what just happened in that scene is Parsec is telling you there's one more chance you have. At this point, at this juncture, you can actually go talk to Ridley and square things up if you really want to join her, or you can continue this path and go on this, you know, go down this road and lead to wherever it leads to. So that's 2 splits then. If I'm understanding this correctly, there's 2 times at least in this version of the story in which you could have picked the human side and then you go with Larks and do all this other nonsense, and then another point comes in along where Parsec and you meet up and you go in this route of Parsec, not the human route of Parsec, but this alternate human route Parsec. And if you meet up with him in this part of the story, he says you can actually go be with Ridley. So you can do human path, split off again, and do non-human. So you go over to wherever she's at, City of Flowers? Or maybe they would have conquered for Helencia. Nah, that's a big part of the game. I don't think they would cut that out. So you probably meet up with a City of Flowers or in the Dark Valley, the Dark Elf Valley. That's actually crazy. That's actually mind-blowing. Why didn't they do that? That's such a good idea. And they could... And it, you know what's funny? I'm thinking that they might do it again, but on the human path, it feels like. I feel like that could be the case because in the beginning, this started off in the human path, so we haven't even gotten to the non-human sections yet. That's crazy, man. Well, I don't know why they didn't just do this. But yeah, and Lucian just rats out his own kind. That's crazy. Fire can be found in his eyes. He is the fire dragon. That's crazy that people believe them. Oh. I always get proven wrong the moment I say something. So Dynas is... Yeah. Okay, this... Oh, you see the way Dynas... No, that was nasty. You see the way he curved around that soldier? Hold on, let's look at that again. Look, like he curved around him. That's crazy. I don't know why I really like that detail. You can't stop it, Parsec. Oh! That was so sick. That was so sick. Bro, oh my god. Oh my god. You actually see Aphelium, the reflection of the silver dragon from it. Oh my god. Dude, that is flames, bro. That is fuego. That's so sick, man. I love this new alternate story. It's so good. I know it's not the full story, but like, I can kind of picture in my head the events going down this way. I just fill in the blanks of what would have happened, where Jack would be. This is so good, man. Oh, I love it, dude. Why don't they do this? Why didn't they do this? I don't know. I love every second of this, bro. Damn, this reaction's getting a little long, huh? It's been like 30 minutes. This could be a good time to stop, but I actually kind of want to... I want to get through the human stuff, at least. Okay. Another music that doesn't fit the scene. Huh. Careful what you say, Parse, like you might just jinx yourself. They're literally running in place. I love it. This is like the most obvious fire dragon I've ever seen. You know what's funny? When I was younger, I didn't even realize that was him at first. I had a suspicion after a while. When he started saying stuff like Aphelion when I first played. This music does not fit this scene, man. It's killing me. Oh, man. I always love this transformation. It's so good. The freaking fire just goes out of his little pipe. Ooh. Guar? I've never seen the text get this big. That's some Star Ocean joint and Valkyrie profile, technically. That is Trias. I mean, they do take liberties like that. What's about to happen? Oh, they caught flames, man. They caught fire. Oh, he leaves. Okay. So it was just a warning shot. He wasn't actually trying to fight. Chase. Where are you running? My man's getting a little power jog in there. Running in place. Oh, they're cracking him. Nah, it's not doing anything. Never mind. My man, where you going, bro? My man's legit just doing the freaking... He's just walking in place. Or running in place. Oh, man. This music's killing me, bro. Yeah, and then Lucian's losing his mind. I don't know why he's losing his mind, though. That never was clear to me. I don't know why he's losing his mind. Oh. Yeah, that guy has probably 250 pounds of muscle, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. A fatal wound? No, you didn't. You just threw arrows at it. There was no fatal wound. Wait, what did I just read there? Let us Gatterall hold the brigades. I was like, Gatterall? What's that? Adderall companion? Like a side variant of Adderall called Gatterall. Okay. Oh, shoot. Slayer of the Water Dragon. You're also Jack, Slayer of the Wind Dragon, baby! Let's go! Men will listen to you. Alright, time to do the christening. Alright, you're now a knight. He said, bro, I'm nasty at Theater Vancouver. I don't know about here. Stuck up? Stuck with a K? There's no C there? No stuck up cross? You're stook. You're a stook. A stook kid. Okay, that's new. So in this variant of the story, Cross gets injured in the Wind Dragon fight. That's crazy because he wasn't even there originally. I'm pretty sure it was just Jack. Nice needs someone who has seen it all, not just beautiful. It's a weird sentence the way that started. It's not even capitalized either. Like some of these sentences have been weird. They like end midway and don't have periods. He's like, okay. Whoa, what's going on with his pauldrons there? They went in and they went out. Please wear a Lupus gate. Okay. In the Navy. Yo, are we just gonna leave this man right there? Thank you. Like, bro, medic? Lux is heartless, bro. That's like your general. What the fuck? Oh, we got Leonard and Natalie once again. Oh. Oh, they took over the human villages. because they're occupying it. We got dwarves. That's crazy. So why is this dwarf? Okay, no, there were some survivor dwarves. That's right. Who's that? David? That's not David or whatever his name was. That's that other dude. I forget his name. Yeah. Also, this is kind of interesting because we don't really get too much of the Natalie and Leonard duo, right? We see them every now and again sprinkled into the story, but we never get like a full, like spot on, like side arc of what they're doing and like where they actually like went in their travels, right? We only got like the end where, you know, Gawain fucks them up, right? And it really says go home, essentially. And yeah, I mean, it was pretty tragic and it sucks and it's trash because I actually like these two characters and they're pretty awesome. But it's cool. I like seeing more scenes of Leonard and Natalie and their adventures because I enjoyed it a lot. I thought this was a really neat story that they could have expounded on, honestly. Like, there was no reason not to add these into the game. You know what I mean? A lot of these have been really good. Especially the talk between Parsec and Aphelion, like that was really good. They talked about some deep stuff, and then that imagery was insane. Sir Jack Russell. Oh, interesting. Okay, so you come out of doing something, then they come meet you at the gates. That's interesting. Because this doesn't happen in the game. You don't ever get approached like this. That's awesome. And Jack's still struggling with the idea. Okay. Do we get to see the route change if he goes to Ridley? Or if he... Oh, that was weird. Either he goes to Ridley or he just backs out from there. It's possible that maybe the non-human side... That's crazy the way that this happened there. It's possible that the non-human side goes over what would have happened if you went to Ridley first instead of doing this. I would love to see that. Honestly, that might even be more interesting than what's going on in the human path. And for those of you that are wondering, I am a human guy. Like, I go the human path because I think that's the best route, personally. And I think that route makes the most sense from a story perspective. Because, I don't know, I mean, both have parts of the canon to them. Like, on one side you get the arbitrator, on the other side you get the divine code. Like, two things that are important. And then the whole component with he said his noon, son. Yo, he said his noon, bro. Get your ass up. But then the other half, you have Gans and his story. So it's really interesting stuff. Okay. Yo, I'm souped. Why'd you step back like that? Okay. Oh, so all of them have been slain here. In the sewers. Oh my god. It's gonna be Genius, because Genius is the only one who's actually like messing around in the sewers. And it's not Elwyn, even though Elwyn takes frequent trips to the sewer, and so does Lily, but like, it's not gonna be... So, like, it's weird, because you have Elwyn, who's being followed by Lily, and Lily's being followed by another person, I think. There's like a weird, like, triangle there. I had to revisit that, because it's pretty nuts. But, yeah, it's crazy. I wonder how Larks knows all this. Like, how does he know about a spy, even though Genius is not a spy? But, yeah, you've been a puppet from the very beginning, my friend. Facts. Bro, Al's a dick. My dude, I'm already big. I'm part of Theater Vancouver, son. I'm a squadron commander, son. Yo, Al, you're a dumbass. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, dude. I guess that makes sense. But still, that's stupid. Check it out tonight. Sure. Well, let me fucking sleep in peace. Lol. Oh my god, the way he stepped into the light there. You might think of him as a friend. I don't know, Al. I think Al's a thing for Jack. Even though he's always making fun of him. He's his best bud, bro. Path for the Spider. Okay, I know where that is. Alright. Path for the Spider is a really interesting place because there's a lot of entrances to Path for the Spider. Some parts outside of even the city that connects to the sewer, and then there's some other parts. Oh, Alicia. There's Alicia. Oh, okay. Yeah, Alicia also comes into the sewers as well. She does this often. Actually, her and Elwyn both go to the same spot because Elwyn, I think Elwyn's, I might be getting this wrong here, but Elwyn's lover is actually Alicia's father, I think. Or Alicia, some relation to Alicia, and then she goes to visit the grave that's down in the sewers, and so does Elwyn. So this is why they coincide in this path, but they go at different times though. So it's actually kind of cool. But that's crazy. So she already goes in. Oh, you're going too quick. She already goes through this path, and that's cool because, matter of fact, you remember how I said earlier that some characters' path differ based on the story? Well, she already goes to the sewers anyway, and you would see her here, and then she'd come out of the sewers and do her thing. But like the fact that she's here and she also gives you some plot update as well as to what's going on is really awesome. Because that's the first time I would see a character who normally when you go through their path, they're not even there. You can't see them, right? They normally, what happens is that they disappear from the game. You will never see these characters because during the story, they're supposed to be somewhere else. But in this case, she's here, and it's not a traditional cutscene because if it were, then it would play out like the other cutscenes have been. This is an in-game cutscene, which means he walked up and talked to her. So that means that she is present, even though she has been put into the story for this purpose, but she's already in the sewers. And that's actually mind-blowing because no character in the story has ever been through this particular example of like taking a character out of their element to put them into a different element. This one, she's put out of the element she's already into the same element, right? So that's actually kind of crazy. So I wonder what this does for her, like if she stays here and she doesn't go through her whole path, or if she stays here only when you go to the sewers, or I'm not sure how it's done, but like I'd be really curious to learn about that. What does he mean there? Did I miss something here? No, because he asks. They don't exactly advertise themselves. You don't look it, but who knows? Advertise themselves? I don't know what that's supposed to mean. No, of course. Oh, he's asking if she's a spy. Oh, shoot. There are 3 underground floors in the Path of the Spider, did you know? Okay. Okay, so I'm not sure what she's talking about, the underground floors, unless she means the little stairways that you take downward. I never considered them floors. I always thought they were part of the same Path of the Spider. But that's cool and interesting because there are some parts where you go to another scene, like another area, but you have to go through like a route that takes you upwards or downwards, right? So I think that's what she means. And then there's also like little stairways and then ladders also that take you down to another section, but they're still within the same area, unless she considers those elevations different floors. That's cool. That's cool to know. I didn't know exactly there were 3 floors or 3 different heights to it. That's pretty cool. Oh! Interlude. What you doing here, son? Heard voices from the side of the wall. This is crazy. This is like an in-depth operation. Figure there's some kind of see. This guy's going through this quick. A fake panel or something. Yeah, he's talking about the door that opens up here. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy that they would actually hear this too. But it would be very echoey here. So someone, whoever's here, must be talking a ton. Yep, it's genius. Yeah, like I was saying, it could only have been Genius who was down here if they're talking about a spy, even though he's not a spy. He can't even understand. He's like, I'm not a genius. I don't even know what the hell this thing's talking about. This is great. Yes, this is great. I needed more exposition on this. Hey, bro, let go of me, son. Man, Jack, you a dumbass. Aha. This is too interesting for me to stop. This is gonna be a long video, guys. But I definitely will have to split this into 2 parts. Alright. I might cut it after this scene then, because it's getting a little late. I forgot to put my light. Oh my god. I forgot to put my extra light so you guys can see me better. Because it's getting a little dark now. There you go. That's better. I don't even know how you put a lock here, but... It's like, yo, no one's gonna find it anyway. Well, you say that, but somehow Larks knew that there was a spy down here. Or... spy. There we go. This is the stuff I want to know. Interesting. A few hundred. That's really not that old. That's okay. That's not at all what I expected to hear. Because I thought it were like thousands of years old before this example of humans. What? So they... Alright, this is crazy because they already know about this. Different place. The first is a picture of 2 dragons we've never seen, the sun and the moon. The gold and the silver dragons. I don't know how they know this by now. Like, maybe it's something that's missing from my knowledge of, like, I didn't think that there would be, like, people that knew that there was the sun and the moon considered the gold and the silver dragon respectively. I did not actually think that there were people that knew about that stuff. I thought this was like something only the non-humans knew. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know the context. So could have been that there was a cutscene that Varif learned about this and they told everyone. I don't know. I'm just surprised to know that Jack knows this too, as well as Genius. Maybe not so surprised with Genius, but... See that link there. Yeah, I'm not sure how you can even tell that from this picture, to be honest. Oh, okay. Yeah, because that's how I always say. I always took it as like... So here's how I always took it. I always took it that there's no way that the gold dragon is here and then the silver dragon comes in here, because it doesn't make sense. Because at some point, the gold dragon and the silver dragon were both present in this timeline, right? They were both They were both like existing, because we see Aphelion, he kills the gold dragon. If one takes place at the other, then that should not have been possible, right? That's why I'm like, I want more info on the Order of Total's nonsense. But at the same time, I don't know how the hell you can tell that from these paintings. Like, it doesn't really add up to me. Like, that does not tell me that there's one cycle or the other. This does. The other one doesn't even tell me about it. They're attacking them at the same time. I don't know, but I've never been like one of those people that look at art and understand the meaning of it. So it could just be my lack of understanding of certain arts and principles and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, see, I don't know how you know any of this stuff from looking at this. Hmm. I think I'm misunderstanding something. Let me read that again. That was okay. I think what he's saying is there's a contradiction with the images here, because one's saying one thing and this is saying another. It's, you know what this might be? It's possible that different humans over time worked on these images or these murals, these paintings. It could be one human or one subset of human believed one thing and they created a certain mural to represent whatever was happening at their time, and another subset of human were like, okay, well, this is actually what happened in our time, and then it just proceeded from there until here we are. Could be something like that, or I don't know, because even the sun and the moon will interlap. Well, yeah, interlap, and will kind of get in each other's ways, creating like solar and lunar eclipses. So I imagine there's no difference here. There might be some moments in which the two combine, or are in fact the same point of the same like point where they intersect. Could be one of those situations. I don't know, but it's doing it's doing that shit again. That's so crazy. Why is it? I don't know why it does that. You really are a genius. It's like, I know, I'm a genius. That looks like Aphelion. See, this I can tell. I'm not in the dragon. The dragon looks badly hurt. How do you even know? How do you know it's hurt? It doesn't even look hurt. It looks like the dragon's about to eat this shit out of whoever the hell that guy is. There's actually multiple people there. There's that guy and the one right under that guy. There's like a person who's slumped over like this. And there's a guy who's just like, no, please. And then there's more people standing on top of roofs and stuff like that. Like, there's like things flying around. It's like a cyclone or a hurricane or something. And there's people standing on top of like debris or houses or whatever the hell those are supposed to be. And they're like giving off the spirit bomb energy or something. I don't know what's going on in this picture, but it looks like the dragon's about to fold everyone here, bro. He does not look injured at all. Some sort of connection? What? What connection? I don't see this. No, I can't. I don't know why they're a secret. I guess there'd be some people that want to destroy this kind of knowledge. Yeah. I don't know. Are you telling me that the previous generation was only a few hundred years ago? What is this, Attack on Titan? Interesting. Okay. That's also a weird sentence, the powerfulness of the golden sword. Why don't you just put stating the power of the golden sword? Whatever. That's interesting. So they're saying that the silver dragons who destroy humanity in the last time. That could be. I low key always thought that, but maybe I don't know. Maybe Alpha Aphelion grew a conscience that he's like, oh, I'm tired of killing humans. I don't know. Stop being stupid, Jack. Come on. I had to tell him. Tell him there was no spy. That's what I had to do. Be like, there was just some freaking alligators running down there. That's interesting. Okay. So I assume you go the human route here from that second split. And now you have another side plot with Genius, and now you guys are doing something. Does this lead to a third split? So about a month ago, he found these paintings. I wonder if this leads to like a third split. That could be interesting. Man, he's basically living here. Bro, he said almost 24 hours a day, bro. He just built a house here. Shut up, Jack. Yeah. Yo, I love how I can just speak for the characters. I agree. I think Genius is on... He's definitely been on something important. And they never did anything with this plot in the game. So, this is great. And Jack doesn't look at the bigger picture. He's like, oh, help us beat the Silver Dragon. This guy, man. This guy's a punk. I'm sorry, bro. Yeah, that's what I want to know. I want to know how this room came to be. It might have been even your ancestor, man. You never know. This is like a good place to cut it, right? Hold on, let me see a little bit of this. Let me Who? Morgan? Wait, is that Morgan? It is. Here's the medicine you want. Is that Coco? Hold on. She's talking to a dark elf. The fuck? Is it? Hold on. This is before the war? No, this is going in order, right? This is like during the war. The dragon's already been slayed. She's meeting with a dark elf. And giving him medicine. What the fuck's this medicine for? This better not be what I think it is. It is. Oh my god. Bro, that is absurd. Okay, just throw the whole plot out the fucking window at this point. Unbelievable. Morgan somehow has a cure or a suppressant to Algendars? Oh my god. I don't think you understand what this means. Oh my god, dude. Well, what was the point of it all then? The whole plot is caused because of Algendars. And you have someone who can stop Algendars. Hold on, let me see where this leads because I got some things to say about this. It will be gone. What are you talking about? Oh, my mind is fucking racing right now. Holy shit. I am like blinded by like fury and like amazement. I didn't even think I had it. I didn't never felt this emotion before. I'm so like mad and triggered, but also like I'm so happy and like oh my god, dude. So you're okay, let me mind, relax. Let's break it down. Let's holy shit. That's unreal to me. So, let's summarize what this means. This whole conflict, the break in the order, occurred because an immoral taboo, whatever, like communion between a human and a non-human, let's say, elf, whatever, non-human, essentially, someone who was not human. They conceived a child. And that brought about this plague that ruined basically the order, right? The whole thing this game's about, right? At some point, this chick Morgan, who's part of the Varus Institute, they're known for their research, they're known for their advancement, their R&D, right? They're big on that, and they're mages, right? They're a school of magic. It's like Harry Potter, Hogwarts, etc., right? So they found a way to, or I'm just gonna give her the credit. I don't know who else knows about this because I assume she's meeting him in secret, so no one else should know besides these two, hopefully. But she has a cure to Algendars, right? And the reason she has the cure, so hold on, this she can't be the only one involved. There must be other parties because if she knows this works, that means that they tried it on a subject. The only two people that we know that had Algendars that were in prison were Sheila and Patrick, right? These two are the only two people that had Algendars in the story that we saw when we were controlling Jack, right? So, in other words, they must have tried this vial, this serum, this potion. They must have given it to one of the two, and it must have worked. Maybe since they have two subjects, they tried it on one. They tried maybe a prototype or a early variant of it. Probably didn't work. Maybe it killed them. Maybe they perfected it on the second one. Their Algendars has been cured. Maybe it's like a treatment. You come back every week, like you said, and after a certain amount of dosage, you're cured. Right? It could be something like that. But either way, they have managed to experiment enough with Algendars to find a cure. Right? It's not even just a suppressant. She's saying that it's a cure. Right? So that's weird because she said two different things. She said a suppressant, and then she said that it will remove it, right? She said it was a suppressant, and then it will remove it. So I guess it's a two-step process, and it has to go by week or something. But either way, they found a way to cure Algendars. That's ridiculous. Lord Zane was pissed off because Nogueira died because of the Algendars. So now my immediate question and concern is, how long ago did they have this cure? Because if they had this cure by the time that Nogueira got it, that's BS. I mean, obviously, from the story perspective, they shouldn't have had it because they didn't encounter that until after Nogueira, I think, if I'm getting my things correct, my chronological order of events. But honestly, it's still BS because, okay, wow, this means, no, this means too much, right? You have a non-human and a human meeting in secret. This one's a dark elf, right? So they don't have a leader right now. Nogueira is dead by this point. Zane is not leading the dark elves. He's leading the light elves. So this guy, I think it's Coco, but he's meeting up with Morgan solo dolo, right? And he's not telling, I'm assuming he's not telling anyone in the dark human side that humans have found a cure for this shit, right? So the one thing that Zane gets pissed off about for a majority of the story is Algendars. Why have humans brought this? Why have humans been sent to try us, so my brother? Blah, 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 right? His monologues of death. So, yeah, you have the cure. You have one of your own who's not even telling you this. And then on top of that, you can stop the war with this. You can literally stop all fighting. Bro, we found the cure to Algendars. We will give it to you. We will cease all fighting, create stronger relationships. We're sorry that we killed one of your own, but now you never have to die again because you can be immortal, right? That is crazy. The solution is right in her fucking hands. And these two are meeting in secret about it, not telling anyone. Bro, I'm flabbergasted. I'm legit. Does that mean Morgan's an asshole? Like, is money involved? Okay, all right. Let me see more. I gotta see more. It is Coco. Be quarantined because the others will be afraid to catch it. Okay. But it doesn't matter if they catch it because you have the serum, or you have the potion. This is crazy. I didn't know about the lose their power. I thought well, unless she means power as their livelihood, like as in they are not immortal anymore, or do they lose power as in like their magic ability or what? I don't know. They never mentioned it like that before. You believe and took the right path. You have the cure in your possession now. Your faith has rescued you. Can I go now? Coco looks like he doesn't want to do this. Oh, so Morgan's actually fighting for the right thing then. Coco is too young to understand, I think. Was that a threat? Fuck me. Are you serious? Unbelievable. I can't even believe what I'm reading. Oh my god. Okay. This is crazy. Somehow Morgan knows that the Silver Dragon's on their side. What the hell does she know? Morgan was never an important character at all in the story. She was never a character of any relevancy whatsoever. And now you're telling me Morgan knows about Ophelian's existence. Actually, the whole existence and like everyone's knowledge of it is freaking me out. Like no one knew about this stuff in the regular game. No one knew about Ophelia. No one knew about the Silver Dragon, the Gold Dragon, the Cycle. No one knew about this stuff. Now all of a sudden everyone knows. That's crazy to me. I mean, maybe Variv, yeah, I'll give you a pass on that, right? But like, that's crazy. So she knows about that, and she said explicitly, bro, you will get folded by humans because we have the damn Silver Dragons on our side. So how the hell does she know that? Who fed her that info? How deeply entwined is she in the story? Morgan's insane. And she has somehow Algendars. Who knows about the cure to Algendars? You know, like, is it a Variv like specialty now? Does that mean that the king knows about this? Like, does King Joris know about the cure? Are they trying to market this thing to the Elven race or to the non-humans or something? Or maybe that's why Morgan snuck out a little cure and maybe she gave it to Coco. But why is Coco the one meeting? Like, wouldn't it make more sense to meet up with someone like Mikey, right? Or someone else? Someone who really has... Man, I cannot. This is the wildest discovery for me right now. That's exactly what I wanted to know more about Agendars. This is crazy. Oh my god. I need a drink of water after that one. That was... Jesus, that was like a punch to the liver, bro. Holy cow. That is insane to me. So Morgan was on... I was actually painting, and I'm not gonna lie, that's a bit biased of me, but I was painting Morgan out to be a bad guy based on where that was headed, but she's actually a good guy. She said, I want us to coexist. So wait, does that mean she can't trust the government? Like she can't trust the king because if she gave it to them, maybe she's wise. Maybe she knows there's too much corruption in Radiata and Void, and maybe she can't trust the humans with it because she knows her own kind so much. You know, I don't know. This is ridiculous. This means so. I didn't even scratch the surface. I have so many other thoughts. I just want to see where this goes. That's crazy. I don't lie, she said. Huh? So what? Whose side are you? I don't understand, Morgan. Who is this? Who are you, Morgan? Who is you? I'm so lost. Yo, hold on. Where's my guidebook? Oh my god. Didn't they say something about like her origins was a mystery or something? I swear it says that on the guidebook. I'm gonna go look. You know, I was gonna go to the wiki to see if they like listed it there. I'm not even gonna do that because it might spoil more about this story. They might have already updated the wiki page. That is absurd. I'm gonna do it anyway. All right, I have to know. Morgan Radiata stories. I will not rest until I. Okay, Morgan. Morgan's professor. She's extremely interested in black magic, like spirits and curses. By the way, her story was crazy. No, it was Claudia's story that was crazy. But she's still an interesting character. Biography, friends book. Okay. A professor at the Revive Magic Institute, her major interest in is black magic, which includes the study of spirits and curses. She is one of the only few researching beneficial few people researching beneficial applications of the magic, which most consider to be cruel and wicked. Despite her appearance, she has something of a meek and accommodating personality. No, not based on what I'm seeing here. Not at all. Morgan's a typical black mage, blah, blah, blah. It gives her a schedule. I didn't know the wiki was this in depth. That's cool. Recruiting party. Okay. Yeah, that's Claudia, Gerald. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else? Biography. Okay, so she teaches students on both Star and Moon Tower from 6:10 to 8:40 and 11:15 to about 6 o'clock. She needs funding for her current research and asks. Oh my god. Oh my god. My mind is so blown. I completely forgot that her quest was giving her mad money. I was like, yo, this gold digging whore is taking my money about nothing. I don't even know what the hell her research is about. There you go. Jack Russell funded the cure for Algendar's disease. This is dude. This is beyond anything. This lore is ridiculous, bro. This lore is ridiculous. It took mad years to find this, but holy cow. Bro, how many of y'all that watch this, the small amount of us that there are who play Radiata and love it like such, how many of y'all, like, how did you feel when you first saw this? Like, how, bro, I can't, my mind can't process this. I actually can't even believe this is real life. Dude, I cannot wait to read the Reddit pages on this stuff. Depending on the player's gameplay, she may appear as a date for Jack in the Fireworks Festival. Oh, I never got her as a date. I always fancied Alicia in the game myself, and Vitus. Alicia, Vitus, and Miranda are my three chicks who I like in the game. I would always end up with one of those three. And of course, I went the canon route with Nina at one point, and I've had what's her name? I had Natalie as well at one point. I think those are all those are the people I ended with. Oh, and one of the Elena for whatever, those sisters, I've done them as well, just for shits and gigs. But yeah, damn, that is my goodness, my dude. This is okay. I still have mad thoughts about this. I'm not even gonna get into it right now. I'll think about them first, and I'll put them into perspective. And then in the next video I do, I'll probably bring it up. But like, who are you, Morgan? This is crazy. She sounds so confident about what she's talking about, right? Like, and she's laughing like a little cuckoo maniac. But that's so crazy. What's some preparation? Okay. A dragon's merely a dragon. I cannot do anything on its own. So how is it that Aphelion fights then if it needs a... Hold on. If that's true, what's up with Aphelion? Oh, kind of transportation rituals of the elves? Why? Interesting. So how the hell do you know this is real? How do you know if that's true? Gosh. This is the one time the music actually fits the scene. Wow. That's what I always thought. They see her as an elf or something else. Am I even in the camera? I'm not sure I'm in the shot. I can't see the thing. Perfect vessel. Love that that chest is open, by the way. This is the story telling you that the humans are actually about to win this because it's the human path. Why? She really doesn't even know who the hell you are, right? So what does it matter? Unless she means you can't tell her that a human gave you this info. I don't know. Is Morgan someone else? Like, is Morgan like one of the original people that receive it transferred to? No, that doesn't make sense. Can the gold dragon would have? I don't know. I feel you, Jack. I don't even know what I'm supposed to say. Oh God. Let me see something. So we are at 50-50. Funny. Where's the non-human part? Where does that begin? Because oh shit, I should not have seen that. Okay, well, Ridley's visit is apparently next. I gotta stop it here. Because this video has been too long. And bro, I just need to like stop it here. I need to like process all this, and I would just like to watch another video of it later. This has been ridiculous, fam. Like, I can't even tell you how. 2 hours and 27 minutes? That's nuts. All right, I gotta cut it here, man. But we will return. This might be a 3-part series kind of thing. I wanted to do all of the humans, then all of non-humans. That would have been perfect. But we might have to do 2 or 3 or 4 videos on this one, because I can keep going, but like I actually, I got stuff to do, so I just wanted to like do it now and like get it done, and kind of like not put anyone else at an inconvenience. So, but yeah, I'll be working on this, editing this video. That's crazy. I'm mind blown. I actually don't even know what to say except for thank you so much to what's his name, to James Gerrick, for your amazing contribution. This has been fantastic. I love what you've done. I love the community for what they've done. It kept it alive. And even though I wasn't part of it, even though I wasn't part of like actively talking or anything, I'm always on the sidelines. I'm still there, always watching what y'all doing, and I love it, man. I loved all the mods. I love dude. It has been a fantastic journey for Radiata Stories. I applaud everyone. Thank you to all of you guys. I mean, I'm so serious. And I'll see you in the next part, because this is gonna be so lit. I can't wait to see more. Like Ridley's visit, that's gonna be nuts. I can't wait, dude. I'm excited, man. Palms sweaty, spaghetti on the sweater already. I actually did drop spaghetti on this shirt, so that's funny. Anyway, enough of my jokes. It's time for me to end the video. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. If you stuck with me for so long, this will be a different kind of video. Obviously it's not like your typical video, but thank you guys. Definitely thank you for watching and supporting. And definitely check out Radiata Stories, and definitely get me a freaking dictionary so I can stop saying the word definitely so much. But for sure, just check out this game if you haven't. You're doing yourself a favor if you are playing this game. There's no other game like it. I promise you that. This is like a cross between Suikoden and like your favorite games you could ever think of as RPG, like growing up. It adds all these great elements together. Like you can have the same you have a lot of people to play with, a lot of characters that you can put in your party. You have different clothes and weapons that actually show up as you change. Like you can actually change your armor, and it shows up in game and in battle. Same thing happens with your weapon. You switch weapons, you have a whole different moveset. In battle, you have a whole different look on your weapon and a whole different moveset and everything. And your special changes, everything changes. The only issue with the game, in my opinion, is that the combat is very simple. So it's not an in-depth, like it's not a really deep combat. It's very simple. It's not like Star Ocean 3, which has very awesome deep mechanics. It's rather very simple, but it's still fun and enjoyable. Either way, if you haven't checked it out, do yourself a favor. Check out Radiata Stories. Follow the Revive Radiata. I'm telling you, man, if a new game comes out and if it's done by Tri-Ace in the same love and the fashion that they did this game in, if the same people of the team could work on it, it is going to be a stellar knockout, especially in this day and age when we can share like news about games. Like back then, the game didn't have good advertisements. People it just went under the rug, you know what I'm saying? Like people just didn't see it, and it was a fantastic game. If this happened nowadays, we could spread the word, man. It would spread like wildfire. People will check out the game. If we hype it enough, people get interested. So either way, man. Yeah, I think this video's been long enough. I will check you guys on the next recording of this, the next reaction watch or whatever we're gonna call this, and stay tuned for that, man. Follow me on Twitter so you can keep tabs of whenever I decide to go live or record this again. I'll let you guys know ahead of time, right? So thanks for watching, yo. Peace out. Keep it styling, yo.